This is Apple's first ever iPhone Air. It's insanely thin, yet Apple claims that this phone is the most power efficient iPhone. So let's really put it to the test. In my iPhone 17 Pro day in the life review, the phone gave out at 5 PM and I wonder if the iPhone Air can do better. By the way, your support on my previous day in the life video totally blew me away, so let's do it again with the iPhone Air. It's yet another jam-packed day where I'll drive an MX-5 Miata around Japan and only use the iPhone Air. So let's start the day by taking an Uber from the hotel to pick up the car. Good morning guys. While I'm waiting for the Uber, I thought I'd test out the front facing camera. 4K 60 again, that new square sensor, 18 megapixels. Looks pretty good. I'm filming this vertically, but it's coming out horizontally because of that new square sensor. Great feature. We've got a really busy day again. We're actually going down to Kamakura. I'm driving down in a Miata, which is going to be lots of fun. And we're going to record that whole experience on the iPhone Air. First impressions is it just feels incredible to hold in hand. Like, it feels really good. I love this larger display as well. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm already nervous about the battery life today. It's dropping 1% every few minutes this morning. You guys did point out in the last video that iOS 26 is likely indexing and getting used to my usage patterns. And also the intense heat in Japan does affect battery life, but really hoping it gets me beyond 5 PM because I didn't bring a charger with me today. Yeah, that's Sydney.
Sydney, I love Sydney.
Oh, have you visited?
Yeah, 2 times.
Wow. You liked it?
Oh, I like so naturally. I love this Australia food.
That guy was epic. He was so much fun to talk to. Such a character. Definitely going to give this guy a 5-star rating, and we're just going to give him a tip as well. Got to support your Uber drivers. So met up with our friends to pick up the car, and the amount of paperwork just to rent this car was crazy. The red tape and processes here in Japan is quite surprising. So we're gonna find a spot to park, but Tokyo is just a tough city to find a park in. The navigation sucks in this car, so I'm trying to use the iPhone Air to navigate. Obviously, don't recommend using your phone while driving. So far though, I love the 120Hz ProMotion and super bright display, really useful in the car. I also can't get over the thin grade 5 titanium build. It feels so premium and you need to hold it in person to truly appreciate it. Currently on the motorway, and this honestly feels like Gran Turismo 7 if you've ever played that on PlayStation. This is so much fun in the Miata. There's not much power in this Miata, but the handling and how low it is to the floor, it feels like a go-kart. Also though, there's no Apple CarPlay, so I can't use the iPhone Air in here, unfortunately, but hey, we'll just get to the destination.
1.0 kilometers. Keep straight.
We'll get to the destination, and then we'll get out, take some shots of the car, and see where we're at from there. Slight change of plans. The traffic out of Tokyo was just stupid this morning, so decided to take a detour for a pit stop, grab breakfast, and give you a battery update. It's such a low car. So we're at a Lawson's here, and we're just going to do a quick pit stop for breakfast. Haven't had breakfast yet before we head down to Kamakura, which is the coastline. I've been using the phone quite a lot. It's 9:22. And we're at, what is it? We're at 86%, which is actually kind of relatively fast. I've been using Google Maps, Uber, doing some emails on this thing. But yeah, we're gonna quickly go in there before we, I think, take some photos and grab some breakfast. Let's go. Tuna and mayo, that's always good. Let's grab a couple of these onigiris. When you're in Japan, you've got to have some onigiris. Probably gonna get some drinks as well. So far we've just got a bunch of sandwiches, onigiris. If you've ever been to Japan, you honestly know that the convenience store food absolutely snaps. It slaps. Snaps, that works too. All we're gonna do is, when I finish this food, I think it's a pretty good chance to put down the top, drive down the coastline, and before we do all that, take some shots with the iPhone Air, because this car is just looking beautiful in the sunlight right by the Lawsons. I think it's a great chance to get shots of this car. was actually surprised at how good the presets worked on the standard JPEG photos off the iPhone Air, mainly thanks to the much larger 48 megapixel sensor. Something I found super confusing is Apple calling the 2x zoom optical quality, but be careful guys, it's not truly optical. It's actually a 12 megapixel digital crop from the center of the sensor, which Apple marketing calls optical quality. Also, as the day goes by and it gets warmer, the ultra-thin design is being pushed. It's getting hot in the hand, especially with all the heavy hardware packed in the upper region around the camera plateau. For the driving enthusiasts that are watching this video right now, you're probably gonna flame me for driving the automatic, but this was the only choice that I had at this rental spot. And I have to say, I feel like the automatic gets a lot more slack than it should. Doesn't have LSD, totally get that, but it is still such a fun car to drive. Though if I personally had to buy one, I would still pick the manual. A bit of a mountain pass here in a clearing, so when you're in a Miata in Japan, this is just so much fun. That drive was way longer than I thought it'd be. There's so much traffic. Tokyo's traffic is insane. It's well past midday already, so well behind schedule. But now we're going to a famous shrine area that's going to make for great photos, videos, and a heat test, because currently it's 27 degrees, which is like what, 80, 90 Fahrenheit. It's a really hot day, and the thermals on this thing, it's quite hot. So I'll give you a battery update when we're actually in there. So we're filming this now on the rear camera, 4K 60. I actually can't film this myself and hold it and film it myself because there's no ultra wide on the iPhone Air. But yeah, this is what it looks like. It's a beautiful sort of like shrine and forest in here. Probably a good test to see how it all looks on the rear camera. It's still got that bigger 48 megapixel sensor, but yeah, can't get too close to the camera. Good chance for you guys to see my point of view. So we're in a beautiful garden right now, and let me know what you guys think about that B-roll content that I just shot, if it looked good. I think it looked pretty good on the iPhone's display. And talking about the display, it's been amazing because 3000 nits peak brightness has been working wonders in a very bright day like this. It's not a huge jump from the previous 2000 nits, but it does definitely make a difference.
I disable paper for you, so you can keep home memory.
Okay, thank you.
Bringing after that tray, bring back to the corner.
Hi.
Thank you.
Update on the battery life. It's currently 12:48, and we're at 58%. So similar situation with the 17 Pro, where I feel like with heat it dips really quickly, but it's holding up pretty well. Even though this is titanium build, so it hasn't affected it as much as I thought it would. But is it going to make it through the rest of the day? I don't think so. I think it's probably going to die at like 5 p.m, maybe 6 if we can stretch it. One thing I love, design, super light. It feels like it just disappears in my pocket compared to my wallet, which is like super thick. So it feels amazing to carry around every day. The thing I don't like though is the camera, the single camera. And there's been so many times when I've been taking photos and I've been like looking up at the bamboos, and I just wish there was the ultra wide camera on the 17 Pro on this thing. So if you love the ultra wide camera, the telephoto cameras, you're gonna struggle with the single camera lens. Real quick, if you like this wallpaper, I'll leave a link to it below. It absolutely popped off in the previous video, and I've got quite a few messages about it since then, so yeah, link is below. Finally heading to the coast now. It is past 1 p.m. So we are totally not on schedule today. Haven't had lunch.
In 1.0 kilometers, turn left.
Let me pay for this ticket first. Okay, as I was saying, we are now heading to Kamakura, the coast. We are well behind schedule. Haven't had lunch yet, but there's no time for lunch. we've got to review this thing properly. We've got a couple of meetings to do on the phone as well. Let me get out of here because I can't see anything actually. Let me reach out. The battery life is holding up better than I thought it would. And the other things I want to test as well is the speakers and the display a little bit more. Thought this would be a good chance now to test the microphone while we're filming right now, because we've got the top down, and so let's see how good the microphone is with noise cancellation. We're just driving by the Kamakura coastline now. Heaps of traffic, so we're just crawling about, and yeah, hopefully this sounds good. Let me know what you guys think. Hope you can hear me. It is kind of loud outside. Obviously there's no roof right now, and check it out, there's the beach right there. And just to let you guys know that, again, there is no 0.5 ultra wide, hence why you guys are pretty close to me right now. At times like these, really wish there was a 0.5 ultra wide lens. It'd be super useful. Kind of makes you realize how useful the ultra wide lens is. One of the highlights of the Air today is still how slim and how lightweight it is. It just amazes me, but it feels like there's been a few times where it's almost slipped out of my hand. So I feel like now's the perfect time to do a drop test, but I'm not crazy enough to do a drop test without a case, and that's where dbrand's tank case comes in. They're sponsoring today's segment. It's got this rugged build, raised edges for the screen and camera, and a tactile design that just screams durability. I'm actually so freaking nervous about this, because if this breaks midway through the day, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I'm putting a lot of faith into dbrand here. The dbrand's tank case, dropping it, 3, 2, 1. Hope nothing is scratched. Honestly, everything looks really good. Let me take off the case. No scratches. Everything looks brand new still. So there you go. The tank case is truly a tank. But if you prefer something a bit more minimal, that's where dbrand's Ghost case comes in. Here's a pro tip: whichever dbrand case you choose, if you bundle it with a prism screen protector, you get 42% off the prism. Just add both to your cart and add the code Andrew Ethan Zeng, and you'll get the discount. Another quick realization with the iPhone Air is that there is no cinematic mode. I was looking for it, but there is none. Not that like personally I don't really use it that much, so I'm okay with it, but just it's another feature that is lacking. There's also no LiDAR as well, so if you want that depth of field, you're not going to get that like effect with the iPhone Air. So it's really lacking when it comes to the cameras. A bit frustrating. Absolute tourist spot here. It's so packed. Everyone's trying to get that one single shot, that iconic shot where the train comes by the ocean. So we're gonna try to get it with the iPhone Air. This is not worth it. This is totally overrated. You can see the craziness behind me. Like, I did not know it was gonna be this busy. I reckon this is honestly like the result of Instagram and social media. It's the bad side of social media. But I know I'm like kind of perpetuating it, being trying to take a photo of the iPhone Air, but things we're doing to do the iPhone Air test. We're heading to Yokohama now because it's a really great spot for nighttime photography, and it's also happens to be the second most populous city in Japan. So battery update, long overdue I think. It is currently 4:03 p.m. and we're at 28%. It's actually still holding up better than the 17 Pro so far. Had a similar amount of activity on the phone compared to the 17 Pro, and this is faring significantly better. So let's see how it fares, and let's see how it holds up until Yokohama. Back in the city now, in Yokohama. It's 5:40 p.m. so it's getting dark, and we're at 22%, so it's lasting better than I thought. It's holding up better than I thought. At this point yesterday, the 17 Pro was gone. It was finished. So we're gonna get some real dinner, get some real food, the second proper meal of the day, and then we're gonna get some nighttime shots. I'm hoping that 22% battery will last. because yeah, I didn't bring a charger, so hoping this will last to get us back into the hotel. So let's get going. Oh, by the way, while we're here, let me close the vertible rooftop. While we're here, if you're still with me, I really appreciate you guys. You guys are part of the 25% gang who'll still be watching at this point. So if you're still here with me, then comment the code word Miata and I'll give it a like for watching right until this point. Let's get going, guys. First few photos shot on the iPhone Air in low light conditions, and the first thing I realized, let me show you, is the nighttime mode here. So this nighttime mode is pretty decent. Like the iPhone computation in low light conditions is pretty good. It brightens up the photo, it has more detail in the darks and the blacks. And I'll throw up a couple photos on screen now. Finally, a well-deserved dinner. We were starving at this point. I had to take a couple of FaceTime calls during dinner. I got through some urgent work emails and spent a moment on YouTube to give your comments some love and appreciation. If you guys do like this vlog style review, let me know and subscribe because I'm excited to bring you guys closer into my day-to-day life. Also, I haven't talked much about performance. That A19 Pro chip is no joke. It took a beating today and cuts through my entire workflow no problem. And I literally used it for everything, including card payments, navigation, and even translation. I'll share more on the performance and how the new C1X modem held up when I get back to the hotel. How did they get the fuel up there in the roof? Like where does the gas come from? The gas is literally like up in the roof. That is wild. Really impressed because we're now at our final percent and it's 8:42. Still not done with the day, but I just wanted to show you that we're finally at our final percent. And so it's basically lasted the entire day. And now I'm gonna have to order an Uber with this final percent, get us back to the hotel. I'm gonna go wrap up the day, do some work, dump the files off onto the laptop. And I'll give you my final thoughts on what I think of this iPhone Air for the day. Back at the hotel now, it's been a couple of hours. I took a shower and I've been catching up on the mountain of work on the laptop. I've got all my iPhone here, and the iPhone Air, well, it is still completely dead. It actually died in the Uber ride over here. So it lasted up until about 10 p.m., which is actually pretty impressive. I'm gonna chuck up the battery stats on the screen here, the screen time stuff on the screen somewhere here, just so you guys can see. But basically I went through all sorts of different apps. I used the camera a lot, obviously, as you saw. I filmed a lot. I used Gmail. I was on a couple of calls. I was on Zoho Mail. I used Uber a lot, Google Maps a lot. So the fact that it lasted until 10 p.m. from about what, like 6 a.m., 6-ish a.m. was really good. So that's definitely a plus. So I'm going to quickly go over the things that I liked and disliked. I made a quick list here on the laptop. Cellular service. That new C1X modem designed by Apple, really good. It doesn't support mmWave 5G, but honestly, like throughout the day today, no issues, no slowdowns, had all the bars. The A19 Pro chip, very powerful. Multitasking was super easy. Everything was super snappy for a non-pro phone. That was impressive. And the thermals was fine. Like the top part got pretty warm in direct sunlight, but otherwise totally fine. It wasn't throttled. The things that I didn't like though, as you probably already know, I mentioned a couple of times that I was really frustrated with the single camera lens. It really limits what you can take. And I was just wishing that I had the ultra wide and the macro telephoto lenses. The other thing that I noticed was when I transferred files over to the laptop a day ago, that the USB-C port is actually limited to USB 2.0 speed, not USB 3. So it's actually kind of slow. That you should probably be wary of. But overall, like, who is this phone for? I reckon it's for people who prioritize design and style and portability, and you just need a phone for like everyday use. I think this is pretty dang good. If you don't need those pro features, if you don't really care about like mobile photography and you just take snaps here and there, this phone is really good. And I can't wait to see where Apple takes this, especially if they continue to like improve on this phone, just like the MacBook Air that they've done over the past decade. This is going to be a banger phone. So with that, it's about midnight. I am way too tired to go out, so I just got ready for bed. Thanks for coming on this journey with me today. Like I mentioned, this vlog review style is new to me, so if you like it, let me know. If you love it, subscribe for more. I'll see you in the next one.